What's up, Leo gang? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. I'm happy to have you all out there. As per usual, please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Desire to maybe learn something or better yourself, better your situation. Best to trust your own intuition above all else. Take only what resonates and release the rest, because you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. We're going to start off with a couple oracle cards, and then we will hop into the tarot. All right, so let's go ahead and set the intention now to get my Leos out there watching. Let's get them some clear, helpful, and insightful messages for wherever they are currently at on their spiritual path. Let's help them move forward with empowerment and confidence. I don't know why I said that. I never usually do, but that came through. Empowerment and confidence, leaning into that. All right, so this says the great goddess. This is about transcendence, divinity, and Shakti, goddess Shakti. The 3 and 2 make 5, so this is about committing to yourself and your joy. I'm hearing this idea of like there's someone being drawn into your orbit. It's funny, I almost said aura, and I'm like tripping up on that. It's like drawing someone into your orbit just by being you. You don't have to try and manipulate it or be cheeky or sassy or play hard to get or call them a million times or apply to the job 1,000 times and send follow-up emails or calls or texts. This is like just emit yourself, emit your sun, emit your being, shine your light, and it's like it's almost like a magnet. It's pulling someone into your orbit, that something or someone that you've been trying to manifest. And it comes quite easily the minute you let go of control issues. Commit to yourself. There's a need for you to be really vulnerable right now and not look at that as making you weak. It actually makes you like a spiritual badass. Be confident, and I'm even going to say own up to your mistakes or your faults or your flaws. Embrace them. Love your flaws even more. There's something about sort of the inner child coming through here of every time you're self-critical or beat yourself up or I should have done this right or I couldn't, whatever, shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Imagine saying that to like your 4-year-old self, and like the high standard you would be holding like your 4-year-old self to. There's a need to like be really kind and gentle with yourself right now. So your work card, the work career related stuff, you have a card that says unsteady. Things might get a little wobbly in your cash flow or your business. Abrupt changes in decision making are affecting your finances. All right, so maybe this is about zooming out and thinking about the long term. There's always going to be little bumps and hiccups in money. I think the minute we choose to embrace that, it makes it less scary. Obviously, when you're going through some sort of financial crisis, and I'm not saying that you guys are per se, but there's a bump, there's an unsteadiness in money right now. But the minute we start to embrace the fact that money is an energy, it's a flow, right? There's a come and a go and this and that. And like, money isn't always going to be fixed. So, I mean, it's always good advice for anyone to have a bit of like what's the word I'm trying to use? All I can hear is egg nest, and that's not what I'm trying to say. Like a nest, like you understand what I mean? It's like, it's good to have savings, essentially. What is the word that I'm trying to say and botching so terribly? Savings. It's good to have savings. But also when we are experiencing financial hardship or an upset or just an unexpected bill, it could be something like that. Watch the energy and the vibration that you give to that, because that it's like the anticipation of, oh, money is scary. That's how you're going to move forward with your relationship to money. Whereas money is in flux and money is in flow the same way you are. You're not holding money to this impossible standard of you have to be this, this, and this to me for my entire life. It's like it comes and goes. At the end of the day, it's ultimately not about money. It's about enjoyment and fulfillment in life. And so I think it would be good advice for you to like breathe through it. And I know that's easy for me to say, right? But there's a need to not be fearing money or making money the enemy. It's almost like we're trying to build a healthier relationship with money right now. All right, and then for gemstone, you have garnet. This is about justice. Mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. Interesting. I don't know if that has to do with a relationship. I mean, garnet is definitely a stone of passion. Mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. I almost feel like that might be related to, again, sort of the self-care and how you're treating yourself. And impossible standards keeps coming up for you. It's like holding yourself to impossible standards, or a high degree of like perfectionism and then not being able to deliver that and setting yourself up for disappointment or defeat. I'm almost wanting to say to you, and this is very much being channeled, it's not really coming through in the cards, it's like, you were never meant to be perfect. Like, why is that so important? Does it have to do with pressures around you to perform in a certain way or be seen in a certain light? Is it fear of criticism? Is it fear of judgment? Is it sort of this template that was drawn out for you by your parents or mentors or authority figures where it's like you were upholding yourself to be a certain way when that's not who you are, and there's new wiggle room. There's a liberation from who you were trying to be. Does that make sense to anyone? It's funny, this card came out earlier, and like I was shuffling the deck before your reading because I always do that, and this card came out. I'm like, oh, I wonder if that will be Leo's card, and there it is. So this is the Vulnerable Fight, card 5. Again, commitment. You have a couple cards of like Hierophant, Taurus energy, loving yourself and committing to that path of self-love, self-respect. And watching your inner critic, and something about jealousy might be coming through here too a little bit, so just keep that in mind. We're going to read about this. So this is from the deck Fearless, Fight Like a Girl. Don't get hung up on the gender. It's about female empowerment, but empowerment for all. It's Aries season, right? So Aries season is all about fighting for what you love, fighting for what you're passionate about. All right, 5, the Vulnerable Fight. Get naked, Leo. I'm just kidding. The Vulnerable Fight. Now is not the time to put up your guard. It's not the time to hold your cards close to your chest or mask your truth. It's time to practice the greatest strength of all, vulnerability. Let yourself be seen in your most naked truth. You may gain or lose the desired outcome, but you will win unity with your own soul when you are willing to be seen completely and without shame. Your authenticity is your practical magic, and the greatest weapon against the shame that wants to keep you small and compliant. Unmask, play your hand, let your cards be seen, and your truth be known. Oh my God, I love that. I'm in love with that card. So far, that's been my favorite one that's come out. This is a new deck for me, so I'm trying it on for size. Let me know what you think of it. All right, Tarot. Let's refocus our energy a little bit. What does Leo need to know in the Tarot? Let's share a message that might be significant to them this week. Mercury's about to go in retrograde, so don't sign any important contracts if you can avoid it, or just, what is that expression about a fine-tooth comb? Be very focused in your approach when you're reading contracts or anything being put in writing. Triple check it. But yeah, if you can push it off or avoid some sort of important contracts, highly advise that. Again, it's not about fear. It's just about using the astrology to our advantage. Reciprocity. This is for me anyway, this is such a card of humanitarian efforts, giving back. It's really interesting. And again, take this with a grain of salt, but it's like, you may be in a situation where you're the person giving when you don't have a lot to give. And it doesn't come from a place of robbing yourself or leaving yourself in a sticky situation, but it's one of those things where, just as a metaphor, it's like people who are on the street begging for change. You know, the millionaires pass them by and have this like, ugh, like whatever, street rat, I'm thinking of like Aladdin type vibes, like, ugh, whatever. But it's like, you just got slapped with like some crazy financial bill or, insurance bill or something that you're just like, oh my God, this is really stressful. And yet you still give them the $5. It's like, you know what? I don't need my Starbucks coffee. Like, this person clearly needs it more than me. You have a really beautiful heart, Leo. You're giving even when you're not in the most stable place financially. And I just want to be clear about that message. I'm not necessarily endorsing it if you're putting yourself in a difficult position, but it's not being relayed as that. Even if it doesn't have to do with literally giving money, it's giving time, giving attention, giving energy, when it would be really nice if someone was giving that to you, but you're not doing this tit for tat or keeping receipts, as they say, right? You're just doing it because it's like, it's who you are. You have a really beautiful energy right now. You're always willing to give. There's something kind of like Cinderella-like about this card, where it's like she's friends to the animals, she saves the bits of cheese and like puts them out for the little mice, in symbolism, guys, right? There's something just really cute about being a nurturer and being kind and compassionate to people around you. And for some of you, it's like, because I've been there. It's like I've walked in your shoes. It's like I see you. I see more than just like, whatever, what you're presenting at a surface level. It's like this sounds kind of deep, but it's like I see into your soul. I know how it feels to walk that path, or I know how it feels to wake up and be in that position. And so it's like you almost have like a little guardian angel energy around you right now. You're very psychic right now. You're very intuitive. You're able to tap into other people's energies and emotions. So with that, practice good spiritual health, right? Make sure you are decluttering that energy from your life so that you're not like absorbing it and taking it on as your own. But yeah, there's something very like angelic. I'm hearing like Mother Teresa. It's like you have such a big heart. You're willing to give, especially to people who have been turned down by society. People who it's like, it feels very 12th house, like put them in an institution, cast them away in the shadows, don't shine a light on them because it's like an embarrassment to society. It's like those are the people that you're like, hey, what's up? I'm your friend, like I can help you. Or I don't know, you may be reaching out to like disadvantaged people in some way. I know that's not for everybody, but yeah, you are. Look at that, Knight of Pentacles. It's like you are helping to restore value in the lives of people who have been diminished or unseen or told that they were not worthy or not valuable. This is like spiritual badass energy. And so again, because I'm putting it under this card about that message we had of like drawing someone into your orbit or into your network, this is being seen, this act of generosity and gratitude, it's being seen by a higher power, whatever you believe in as a higher source, God, spirit, whatever. And it's like, there's something where it's like you're showing your true colors. You're showing what you're made of. You're flexing, but not for the purpose of applause. You're just doing it because it's you. And the universe is like, oh shit, all right, Leo's ready for the upgrade. Like Leo's ready for something more. So like, I'm just hearing like, send him in. So whatever this is, whether it's a love connection or a business connection or a dream job or whatever it is, you've earned it because you've shown the universe that your heart is in a really good place and you come at things with compassion and kindness in a way that other people don't operate that way. There could be a Virgo or a Knight of Pentacles reaching out to you. Something about in darkness. I don't know. So that says a couple things to me. The idea of in darkness, we did talk about 12th house, which is frequently what is hidden from us. So yeah, it could be sort of like a dark horse. It's like you don't see it coming. In fact, I don't think you do. It might be a Sagittarius. It might be an Aquarius. Again, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, something about at night. And it quite literally, you might get a text from somebody at night, or you may receive a job offer via email and it's sent in like, maybe if it's a different city, a different country, it could be like a East Coast, West Coast thing where you receive it in your inbox at like, midnight or something. I don't know. There's something comes at night. And that's not like an ominous, scary thing. It's like the timing of it is very unusual. And something about snow might be significant, like a snowy place. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, moving on. Four of Swords. Yeah, it's like you get a message when you're asleep. And so you're not going to respond to it immediately. And some of you're going to be nervous that you didn't respond immediately because you were sleeping or you were napping. And the universe is like, don't worry about it. Like you're overthinking it. If whatever this person is offering you, it means enough to them where they're willing to wait and have you feel it out. Like they're not expecting a response immediately, because ultimately, if that is the case, and it's not, but for one or two of you, if you're like, oh my God, I didn't respond for 6 hours, and that person, then if they up and leave because you didn't respond in 6 hours, they're not meant to be in your life. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm literally like, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Yeah. Good things are worth waiting for, right, Leo? And you're the good thing here in this scenario. So yeah, there's some funny story about receiving something at night, but you were asleep, or metaphorically, it's like, you thought you missed it. It's like you forgot to respond to something, or something has been sitting in your inbox and you have this moment of panic, like, oh my God, how could I not have seen that? Or, oh my gosh, I completely forgot to respond. And like, I don't think it's the latter though, because it means so much to you. It's not that you forgot to respond. And for some of you, you may have deleted an important email or an important reference sheet or some sort of notes that you were keeping to like gather your thoughts in terms of how you were going to respond. It's like you delete the message or you delete something and you go into panic. I don't know what the circumstances of that are, but you don't need to. This person will either reach out again, or you'll do the research and you'll figure out a way to make the connection. Yes, some of you are panicking because it felt like a misconnection, and it's not. That's your fear getting in the way of faith. So what is this person or this opportunity offering to Leo? And what I'm getting from this is you've set yourself up for really good karma. You did the right thing even when it was very difficult, or it put you in a circumstance where it wasn't comfortable. You got out of your comfort zone and you did something, and you didn't necessarily see the return, or I'm hearing return of investment on it. Make no mistake about it. It's coming, and just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not in the pipeline. So again, faith over fear. If you move through this world, through this journey with kindness and goodness and light in your heart, you will and are reaping the reward. Lean into gratitude right now and all the good things that you do have going for you, and more is to come. Sooner than you think. The gift of a child. Some of you have important news either in your personal life or in your family or friend's life where there's something about a celebration with children. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a birthday party, maybe it's, your kid's school play. There's some sort of win or victory about or an exciting moment in a child's life where you're really proud. I feel like I gave you this message last week. It's funny how the messages repeat, and I have no context for them when I relay most of them, but it's like they repeat, and that says to me like, no, that's significant for Leo. It's something about I think it was the Leo reading, and some of you don't have children, just whatever, skip over it if it's not your message. It's something about, I'm so proud of my child, like they're so different from me, or they're not how I was at that age, but I can really look up to them and admire and be in awe of the person that they are becoming and who they are. There's a lot of focus on the children right now and feeling very proud and elated, and I'm almost like holding back tears. There's something where it's triggering you in a very emotional way, but it's beautiful and it's cathartic, and it may actually be healing the inner child in you. Something is being lived out or carried on through your own children. And you may be being asked to, sit down and play, being more engaged with your children and doing things that are silly and, I don't know, doing like a girl's makeover or playing dress up or getting on the floor and playing with the trucks. And, there's something about get in it, get on in there, like playing in the sandbox. I'm hearing like jump in, the water's fine. It's like honoring your inner child. And yeah, like some of you, it's like you have trouble dropping the mask of seriousness or professionalism and needing to appear very, I don't know, tough and responsible. And it's like, let the mask drop. So for those who don't have kids, the message still stands. It's like, do something that connects with your inner child. For those who are dating or in a committed partnership or whatever your context is, it doesn't matter. The message is the same. Some of you may be thinking about starting a family or parenthood, or the discussion of children is important. Some of you may also adopt or take in a niece or a nephew, and maybe it's just circumstantial, like they're traveling and they need to stay with you for a few months. It could be that, I don't know, there could be drama with siblings, in which case you're sort of taking on the responsibility or role of being a parental figure in a niece or nephew or cousin, something about a child's life, bringing them into your orbit and their network. And again, you're doing it because there's goodness in your heart, but you don't realize this is actually a gift for you. There's a really cool, like, inverted message of like, this was never about you. Okay, there's a lot. This was never essentially about you helping a sibling or whoever this is by the quote unquote adopting or taking someone in. You sort of look at it as like an act of service and like, I'm happy to do it. It might be putting me out a little bit, but you know what? It's what's right. And so that's what I'm going to do. Again, big heart. The universe is telling me Leo kind of has it twisted, and that's okay. You don't know this yet, but this child or this person or this pet, maybe you're adopting a pet or sheltering an animal, they are a gift to you. It's almost like being relayed to me as like a familiar. For those who are familiar with the familiar, look it up. It's like bringing this energy into your life is going to be very healing and cathartic for you. There's something really cool about what's going on there, and I'm having trouble kind of tapping into it, but I'm also sort of hearing from the universe, like, back off a little bit. Let it be a surprise to Leo. So yeah, on the off chance that you guys have like a random cat that keeps visiting you in your backyard and you're like on the fence, like, oh, should we bring it in? You know, should we take it to the vet? Should we? Yes. It is meant to be yours. And like, you know, that like you see, I think this is a phrase that exists, especially in terms of like animal adoption. It's like, who saved who? That is what's going on here. Some of you keep being visited by a child in your dreams, and I don't know if it's you, like a child version of you, or you keep having dreams or visions of your own childhood. Some of you, yeah, you're being visited by a child in your dreams, and I get it. Like, there's almost like a little bit of a creepiness to it because you don't really understand why, and you don't need to be creeped out by it, but you need to ask that child questions. You need to get to know them. For some of you, you may know exactly who it is. It's almost like you're seeing the child version of someone in your dreams. There's important subtext going on there, so try journaling about it or meditating on it, or placing the intention for like lucid dreaming, where you can kind of wake up and still walk away with what you needed to gain from that. For some of you, it's a little bit heavier. It does have to do with those who lost a child, and I'm not predicting that. That's a really heavy message. But yeah, you'll know if that's your story. You don't need to worry about that if that doesn't resonate. Yeah, okay, so earlier I had asked, and then as I tend to do, I wandered from it. What is this offering coming to you? For a lot of you, it's an offer of love, a cup of love, a cup of water. Something is being nursed back to health, particularly in animals, too. I don't know if that's connected to this Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, meeting on the same level ground, playing field. I don't know. It's like this person is your colleague. This person is your, I'm not getting it, acquaintance. Help me out here, Spirit. What is the word I'm looking for? They're not your superior. You guys are on the same level. So this is a collaboration of some kind. It could be financial. It could be a creative collaboration. It could also be a spiritual connection, and it could also have to do with love and romance. I'm not saying it's all of those things, but again, like that'll make sense in time. Earth and water might be particularly significant in their chart: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. And again, I don't know how this fits into this connection. This is the person that's being drawn into your orbit like a magnet. You didn't have to work for it. It essentially is dropped into your lap. Or, you know, it's someone you connect with on a dating app, but like it happens very quickly. It's an instant connection. It's like, yeah, let's meet up. Yeah, I like you. Let's meet up again. Let's be friends. Want to come over? Like you're not rushing it. It's just this very organic thing where you're not Nine of Swordsing it, where you're up in your head like, oh my God, did they like me? And what did they mean when they said that? It's just like, it's easy. It's easy. This person may have a child from a previous marriage. They don't have to. They may work with animals for a living or be some type of rescuer or savior in the lives of other people. Again, that's like Mother Teresa energy is coming into this, symbolically, guys. An animal healer, someone who does Reiki, someone who's very spiritual. And adopting a pet or taking, like, sheltering a pet or something like that is coming through. Helping a bird back to health, healing a bird. I don't know what that is. That may be symbolic of you, though, too. This could be a relationship you've earned because it offers you nothing but good vibes and healing and the compassion that you so generously give to other people. This person is going to reflect that back to you. This is going to be a game changer in your romantic life if you're at that stage or chapter in your life where you're looking for that. And some of you've already attracted that person into your life. You already have a romantic counterpart who sort of, you may even call them your guardian angel, or there's something about like sweet angel, sweet baby angel, or something silly that you call them, and it has to do with like an angelic presence, or I don't know, a saint. Like you may call them like Saint so-and-so, or I don't know what that is. I don't know. It may have to do with a Libra too. All right, Leo. Pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs that you are being given, both subtle ones and the ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how to best move forward in order to live your life. All right, Leo, that's what I got for you. Thanks for joining me today. This was interesting. This was very much like channeled, not your typical straightforward tarot message, but it actually seems really intriguing and good. So I hope this speaks to some of you. Again, it might in the future, so feel free to check back and rewatch. please hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. If you want to leave a positive comment, if you want to subscribe to the channel, that is welcome and encouraged. What else? Hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post readings. And if you want more content from me, I am on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for joining me today, Leo, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.